And boom, we are live. What's up, everybody? It is Mr. Drew welcoming you to another episode of the Andrew Gorshevsky Experience. This is going to be episode 570, Windows, Part 3. Let's just pick up where we left off. Man, this monster over here. How loud is this music? I got the volume on so low. It's still pretty loud, huh? Let's keep it on the low. Alright, what am I doing? I'm going to work on the background a bit, just a little bit more. By a little bit more, I mean a lot of bit more. And then work on, hopefully, the character finally, or the subject. Alright. Alright, what are we doing? It's so wild how this is done. Do I even want to use this brush? You know what? Let's just go. Let's just do it. And you probably can't even see this bottom corner. Man, one thing I don't know if I'll ever understand as an artist is, I believe the name is Katsuhiro Itomo. I could be butchering that one. I could be butchering that name right now. I don't mean to. But that man, what that man was able to do as far as like drawing buildings, it's like, what? All the details in buildings? Like, I hit Struggle City using the ruler to draw these bridges down at the bottom. And all I did was trace a ruler. And I do that, and I look at that, like, and I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? The amount of detail that goes into these designs, man. I may have spent half of my life trying to figure out a workaround to such things, man. But there may not be. There may not be a workaround. For structures and design. I mean, a lot of people might hear me say that and be like, yeah, no duh. But also, like Like, I've seen various methods that certain artists employ to like try to cut corners. It's a business thing, you know. And I mean, as long as you come out with a great result, who cares, right? Alright. It's coming along a little bit. Like, looking at the difference of what I just did with over here and like what's going on around here. What I'm trying to do is make it darker, but also make it bluer. I was over here with the greens yesterday, and I was like, ooh, too green. Too much green. So I was like, alright, I gotta make these bluer, but not so much darker. I'm like trying to find the happy medium right now. You know what, maybe when I hit like a good mark with this initial press of watercolors tonight, and I may or may not require like a little break, maybe then I'll break out one of the books and kind of show off what I'm talking about. Who knows, it might help me out, you know, in the middle of working on all this. But right now I'm just trying to warm up. Ain't nothing worse than trying to warm up when you're in the middle of something. Cause it's like, man, gotta be in press mode. I guess like with architecture, with me at least, it's a lot like when I talk about robots, like, you know, like like Transformers or Gundams, you know what I mean? I talk about how they're like very boxy in design, but maybe boxy isn't like a good descriptor for it. It's like they're inorganic in design or something, you know what I mean? And it's just something that I'm not that I don't like them, or you know what I mean, like the designs. It's just something that like I don't draw. And then it wasn't until I saw Jay Lee's interpretation of Transformers that I saw, like, I was able to look at them, and you know, Transformers are like aliens essentially, and they're like living things. I don't know what like the science fiction technical term, in-universe term is for them, but you know, they're like cybernetic organisms or whatever. And Jay Lee's interpretation of their designs like opened my eyes to like, I can do it. I can do that, you know? I could take a robotic, boxy design and like make it my own with my style that I tend to think is a little bit more organic or soft or flowy, less rigid, you know? So I think it's that way with me in architecture. Same thing. Everything's so boxy for the most part. There's some beautiful architecture, really beautiful architecture out there. Even the boxy ones are beautiful. They're just not up my alley of like design muscle, you know. It's all very like, I don't know, something else. And I have yet to come across like an artist that can capture architecture or buildings or constructions or whatever like in a way that like speaks to me, like in a way that's like not just like, oh, it's beautiful or it's ugly or I like it, I don't like it, but like speaks to me in a way of like this is the way, this is what you need to do. I've never really gone on my way to try to find those things either. And then I tell myself I'm gonna draw pictures like this. Like, if it's ever any wonder as to like why I'm like, was not really looking forward to this one. Cause yeah, man, I'll be looking at I'll be looking at some of these manga and I'll be like, man, the amount of details they be putting in these things. Sometimes I look at other mangas that lack detail and I feel like, dang, that time crunch is real. I gotta admit, it is a little bit fun just kind of drawing this here though. I'm sure there's something like therapeutic happening with all this right now. My bad, I'm watching a Marvel vs. Capcom 3, something like a documentary. One of the last games I was playing before my video gaming career ended. Is that just a line I never erased? What is that? What is that line? Oh, that's what that line is. Whew. Alright, it's nothing. Alright, good. Oh, man. Yeah, leave it to me to get lost in my own drawings. I'll be like, that's definitely an intentional line right there. What is that? I swear my arm and like there's like a wet spot over here on my arm, and I'm like, every time I set it down I'm like there's not. there's no big difference. Alright. No big difference in techniques. So man, I always be in such a rush working on these pieces, on everything I do. You know what I'm saying? Get it done, get it done. Not to like produce any cheap work or anything like that, or to say that it's not worth the time. But everything's always about like the time crunch. So I often be like, looking for the fastest routes to do stuff, like to do these paintings. What I'm kind of realizing right now is I haven't really taken advantage of all the layering I can do with these watercolors, because it takes time, because of the whole like it takes time for them to dry, and I don't know if the camera's able to pick it up, but there's like some decent like aging effect that's happening like to these buildings. It's like it was intentional, but it wasn't intentional. Like I was like, man, it's what I want to do, but I don't know if I could do it. I'm doing it. And like between the light green, I think the darker green that I put in there, I used 2 different greens yesterday. I was gonna do a third one, but like I said, it was too much green. And then even the yellow, even though I didn't put yellow in these darker spots, it's like giving me this, damn, what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like acid wash, you know what I mean? Like an acid wash look to these buildings, which I like. I think that's one of the stronger design elements to these sci-fi animes, especially like the ones that are like movie animes. I don't know, like Jinro maybe, Akira obviously, Ghost in the Shell obviously, like Cowboy Bebop. Like everything was always like, even though it was futuristic and it was science fiction and it was like technology that doesn't exist, or just like an evolved version of a technology that does exist today, but it's just we haven't gotten to a certain point yet. Like everything has like this natural age to it, and I'm kind of getting a little bit of that just from the layering of different watercolors. You know, just because I'm painting on an angle, so the gravity's pulling the water down. So I gotta like work with that. And then when it like sets and dries in onto the page, if there was enough water and pigment there, it's like, yeah, it's giving me this kind of used look, lived in look. I mean, if I had to try to like explain the antithesis of what I'm talking about in a relevant way, I would say like look at the MCU and look at what's Thor's world called that he comes from? Vanguard, Van Nuys, Valhalla, Vandermeer. Where does Thor come from? I forget. It's escaping me right now. That place that Thor comes from, where his whole family, where his whole squad is. That place. Like in the MCU, it didn't look lived in. Like they had people there, they had some citizens, but everything was so shiny and perfect. And you didn't see not one janitor. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see not one cleanup robot, not one, you know, vacuum. You didn't see a guy like hanging off the side of one of the skyscrapers, scraping the windows. Like you ain't see none of that. But everything was so perfectly pristine. There's like set designers in filmmaking, and their whole job is to like make a set look like it's been used and lived in. And what they got to do is like you have these people, they come in, they build a set, and it looks picture perfect. And then you got a second team or a second crew that comes in, and then all they do is they just dirty it up, dirty it up, dirty it up, make it look dusty, make it look lived in. You know what I mean? Like look at your own home and like look at the doors and the frames around your doors and all the places where your hand hit all the time, or like outside on the wall, if you like post up on the wall, if you put your feet up, the dirt there, you know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff, like there's people that do that like professionally just to like dirty up something. I think I'll let that one ride. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let that one ride. I'm just gonna let that ride like that. Alright. But yeah, it's kind of like what I'm seeing right now is like all that layering from all the watercolors, and like how busy all this is. I'm getting like this acid washed look, but it's making this world look like it's lived in. It takes so much time. It takes so much time. I guess that's what you get like Corel Paint for and stuff like that, and all the digital coloring. And like I was saying, like I move, I just throw a base and then I layer on top of it with other media, which I'll be doing maybe tonight. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, layering these watercolors on top of these watercolors is like giving a wild look, man. The big thing I was looking to go for right now is hopefully everything that you see me working on, like around the borders here, is darker. And like naturally because of the layering, yeah. But like make it darker, make it bluer. That's good. This is gonna be tight. Especially once I throw like the paint markers on top. Throw some acrylics. A little bit of acrylics down. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. This is what I think about anytime I think about buildings. And then like everything that I just did, I'd be like, dang. You know what I mean? Like me just drawing all those lines that I just did so far tonight. Yeah, me just doing that alone. It's like I get myself a pat on the back for just drawing some consecutive lines. They're not even straight edge or drawn with a ruler or anything like that. And like that's the aim. It's like how do I get that effect without having to put in, I don't want to say without having to put in that effort. You know what I mean? You're always putting in some sort of effort, you know, if you care. Alright. What was I gonna do? Do I wanna continue with it? Yeah, let's just do that. What am I watching now? Oh. You know what? What if I do this? Sorry about this. Let me oh man. Oh man. What's going on? I'm just trying to set up some background noise. I put on something that I thought was gonna be like a visual, like a video that came with visuals, but it looked like it was just like a conversation. It's like I don't want to just look at two people talking. Alright. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, right. Now, if you recall, when I was drawing this the other day, maybe last week or something, I was like getting thrown off. I was getting thrown off by the perspective of this picture because it's like because of the way that the 3-point perspective is going and the fact that it's like a short lens perspective and all that other stuff. Like the horizontal lines were camouflaged in with the vertical lines, and it's just like, oh, you know. You know, it's like drawing props. I had to take time off to draw props. Sometimes. On some things. Right? And that's how I'm like, even with the time that I did take off to like really super loosely sketch environments just to try to get a natural handle on like placement of a horizon line, you know, perspective, buildings in it, 1 point, 2 point, and all that good stuff. You know, the occasional 3 point, nothing like this. Nothing like what I'm working on here. But like working on all that stuff, I was like, amount of time and effort that went into like trying to learn all that stuff to just draw props and vehicles and stuff like that. I'm like, thinking that effort and equal effort will have to go into drawing like buildings, you know. And it's like I said, I don't even know any artists that kind of focus on that stuff. I don't even think I've ever even like looked up architectural artists ever. Like I've looked up prop artists and environment artists, and I've seen what they do, and a lot of it is like fantasy. And it's what's cool about like the whole fantasy aspect is it's a whole lot of like nature. It's like less sci-fi, which would be a little bit more like, you know, dystopian stuff like cities and buildings and structures like that. I think like the closest stuff I have is like Ghost in the Shell stuff, Cowboy Bebop stuff, and then this Akira stuff. Yeah, maybe that's just what I need to do, is take whatever books I have now and just like study their environments a little bit from time to time. Like depending on what I'm working on. Like I'm sure I got some like books that can like contribute some ideas. And then just take whatever they got and use it. See, like as tedious as all this like environment drawing is that I'm doing right now, it's still fun, just because it's still all just like loose illustration, just freehanding it. See, fortunately, at least with this picture, I got enough going on with her, like where her body is, that I don't know if I need to really put in that much more information as far as the what thing that feeds me the most kind of like excitement about working on environments, including what I was just showing with the Akira manga, and you know some of the pictures I was showing you there, as far as like Akira's Blast, and even this picture right here, something I've been thinking about the entire time, because my focus was always like characters and anatomy and things like that. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's like I try to find like the anatomy in something, so that way at least it'll like speak to me in a way for me to understand it. And this picture here, as far as like this environment goes, and this picture here and the Akira Blast, both of those things, they really look like eyeballs to me. Like this looks like an eyeball to me, as far as like this kind of being the pupil and then the iris, you know what I mean, and how it all kind of shoots out from the pupil here. You know what I mean? Like I kind of see an eyeball for the most part, and then you know you got these lines, these bridges drawn across it to break it up, and then you have the character that's, or you know, the subject that's the focus. So that way it's not like really all that scene, but thinking about this as an eyeball like helps me like be like, oh okay, maybe I can draw 3-point perspective, dystopian future, downtown, cityscape, you know, this, that, and the other, all that stuff. It's because it's like, oh, it's an eyeball. Okay, now I gotta draw the next picture. Is it another eyeball? I don't know. But like looking at the Akira blast, as far as like the that black energy and the clouds of debris and smoke coming off of it, and then like the city like amongst the clouds and all that stuff, like that whole sphere circular design look that was happening in the midst of all that destruction. It was like to me it was like, oh, it's an eyeball. Like that's what I see. So when I see it as an eyeball, it's just like, oh, okay, I could draw that now. I could draw my interpretation of it. I got all sorts of understandings of like eyeballs. You know, back when I had like 3D classes, I like modeled like characters, and there's so many like tutorials on how to model like certain parts of characters and things like that. And I just remember like there's a whole breakdown of how to 3D model an eye, and to capture the, you know, the layers of the pupil, the iris, the whole eyeball itself, and you know what I mean, and just anything and everything around it and involved with it. To model all that stuff, it's like, oh, okay, so I can understand it for the sake of character creation. So then when I see like a city here and it's like, oh, it's an eyeball to me, I'm like, okay, cool. Like I can draw that. You know, you got this kid, he has a superpower, and he get energy blasts if he loses control of it and all this other stuff. And it's like his energy blast when he devastates an entire, you know, an entire 20 block section of a whatever. It's like, but it's visualized like an eyeball. It's like, you know, it's like a gnarly thought. But it's like, okay, now I got something I can do. Where if it's just like, hey, draw somebody whose like power is explosion, and it's like, man, how am I gonna draw that? There's a million ways to do it. Man, draw this person that's dropping into a 3-point perspective of the dystopian, way crazy in the future, you know, cityscape, whatever. It's like, man, there's so many ways to draw that. What? What are they talking about? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, let's try to do some stuff with the character here, right? Alright. Alright, let me... Ooh. Alright. Here we go. Let me start. Wait, you know what? Yeah. Let me see. Alright. Alright. Yeah. White, black. White, black, white, black. Okay. Okay. So I'll do light blues, dark blues. Okay. Need to refill this water. Give me a sec. Oh, we had 3.5 hours. All right. I still got like a couple hours left. Do I want to take a 15-minute break? I didn't think I was gonna take a break today, but I feel, because I thought like that book talking about Akira for a little bit was going to like relax me, but I should feel a little bit exhausted. I might want to take like a 15-minute break, and then I'm gonna come back, do her hair. She's gonna be really light, like she's more or less pretty much got all the color she's gonna get. I gotta throw color onto the controller, and you know, a little bit on her face, but mainly her hair. So I'm definitely gonna come back and do the hair. I didn't think I was gonna take a break, but I'm like, man, I'm feeling a little exhausted. I still got plenty of time left. So I was like, and it's already been 3.5 hours. So I'm gonna take a quick 15. I'm gonna grab a snack. I'm gonna relax for a second, because I'm like, why am I so exhausted? I barely did anything, and it's like, oh yeah, this is incredibly difficult to do. And then talking about all that Akira stuff also. So yeah, come back, do the hair. It's gonna be light blues, dark blues, and then work the face. Probably, if I have time, work the controller, and then we'll see where we're at after that. But until then, be back in 15. All right. Yeah, I gotta go through my watercolors to see if I got a proper red, because I want to throw red on the lips, but I really don't feel like looking for it. Should I look for it? It's just some lips. Let's see. Let me stop being lazy. Let me see if I got a decent red in here. If I do, I'll do it. If I don't, it's gonna be the end of it. But so far with this watercolor brand, it seems like all their reds are either pink or purple. And then they have orange. So they got pinks, purples, and orange. And I just need me just a straight red, Crayola red. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how you gonna how you not gonna have just straight up red? See, tangerine, so that's like an orange, golden brown. Look at that raspberry. Alright. Yeah, I don't think I have any problem. Look, cherry red, but it looks purple. Fuchsia. I know that one's pink. Alright. Ooh. So yeah, that's gonna have to be it. That'll be it for this one, man. I am mentally exhausted. Like, my brain is just like, I might start rereading that Akira stuff, man. I might go back and reread some of that Akira. Just because, man. So, I want to thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching me do a little bit of more detailed painting on top of all the flats that I threw down. Finally got around to painting the character, all that other stuff. Did a little bit of reading books, looking at the manga panels from Akira's third book. And yeah, man, I would suggest that to anybody. To anybody. If they can read, if you read books, if you like them, if you don't like them, if you're into anime, if you're into comic books, if you're into manga, if you're into manga and you haven't read it, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And then anything at all, man. Just it's way crazier than the movie. I'll just leave that there. So yeah, man, thank you for stopping by. I'm G Mr. Drew. At G Mr. Drew on all socials. Follow, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. gdrew.art, the website is right there. Check it out. Links to everywhere. And yeah, man, I'm working on like a commission right here. This is a dragon tier commission on my Patreon. So check out the Patreon. Look at all the different tiers that I have there. I got a tiger, oni, dragon, kami tier commissions on the Patreon, so look at those for commissions if you're interested. I'll draw anything and everything. And man, just maybe you just want me to draw buildings for you. Watch me struggle. Merch stores, code 2024 on the Big Drip store and the Impressions part out for 50% off. That's code 2024. You go to the store, it says it at the top of the page, so you know, that way you won't forget it. But it's whatever year we're in. So yeah, check those out. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with the with the workout videos for the Monday cleanse, so we can wash off the weekend and move forward. Anyways, man, thank you. Love y'all. Peace.